everyone. Welcome to another edition of Let's Chat with Tanya Lightborn. Today, I'm so pleased to welcome my guest, Jayde Knowles. Are you excited to be here?
I am, actually. I've been watching the show. I'm very excited to be on your couch.
The proverbial couch, right? Today, we are chatting about dating.
Oh boy.
She exhales. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about dating because, you know, in the Bahamas, we don't know how to date.
Very true.
Yeah, we don't know how to date. You are the mother of a beautiful 8-year-old, Anai.
That's her.
And just from what I've heard about Anai, she is quite the energetic, intellectual, amazing.
She's a loving child.
Yeah.
She's very sassy. I have to call her the mini me times 10.
I was just gonna say, I wonder where she gets that
The
from.
mini me times 10.
Yeah.
I don't know where she came from. She speaks her mind, and I love it. And then sometimes I kind of want to
Reel it in.
yeah, bring that down just a bit. I'm still mom.
I'm not your friend.
Yeah, not your friend.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. How has it been navigating co-parenting an 8-year-old post-pandemic?
Well, co-parenting has actually been pretty good. With me and her father, we have a very mutual understanding on how we want to raise her.
Okay.
So when it comes to decisions and just any type of disciplinary, anything that deals with her, he respects my decision, I respect his. So if I say, oh, I had to punish her today or something like that, then he's like, okay, yeah, I get it. I understand that. And we've created a very good co-parenting bond. So she knows if I say, don't let me call your daddy, it tips up quick.
Yeah.
Or if he is upset about something, he'll call me. It's the same thing. So I do respect that. I respect the boundaries that we created with her. And we're raising a beautiful child because of it.
Yeah, she is beautiful. So there's no playing one against the next. Because, you know, kids are masters at that. And in particular, if you're not in the same household, right? You know, it could tend to.
No, the speed dial is real.
The speed. Let me call you daddy.
Quick. Yeah, no, she doesn't try. At least she hasn't started.
Not yet.
Right. So
right.
If it can knock on anything.
I was going to say, let's knock on some wood.
She's not started that yet. It's once you know you're in your dad's house, you respect his rules or, you know, what's going on with your stepmother's rules.
Yeah.
When you're in mom's house, you respect mom's rules. But there's no, I gotta ask daddy this maybe or mommy this. And sometimes she's with him and she wants something, she'll still call me.
Okay.
Because she knows it's gonna come to mommy anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well just tell me one time.
Let me just talk to your mother. Let me just run this by mommy.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. I want to speak a little bit about you. Tell us a little bit about Jayde.
Oh boy.
Because everybody knows her socially as Jadakins. So people call her Jada
all the time.
So I've been told.
I stopped correcting everybody.
Yeah.
I changed my name to that on social media years ago.
Yeah.
This is when Facebook first started, right? And it just stuck.
Wow.
And I kind of liked it. I liked it. So I used it as my social name.
Right.
Per se. So if someone calls me Jada, I'm like, yeah, you know me.
Yeah, you don't know me.
That's it.
I'm
okay like that. But I like to say I'm an all-around person. I do PR, I do marketing. My background is law. I currently work for government. It's a mixture of everything, but I love it. I love the fact that I can dabble in certain things. I love. I kind of call it being a chameleon.
Yeah.
Like I get to adapt to the situation. I get to adapt to whatever is needed. And the pandemic definitely brought that out of me as well.
Yeah.
Because you got used to just living your life free.
Yeah.
And then this happens and it's kind of like, now it's survival mode. Because this is cut off. What do you do to survive? You have a child to raise. How do you get by? And I started dabbling in more things and getting involved in more stuff and being certified in project management. Just everything I could just to make sure, listen, I'm not going to fall when whatever this happens or if something else comes along.
Yeah.
I need to learn how to get by.
Yeah, no, that's important because I feel if nothing else, it shows your kids or kid in this instance that mommy's doing it and like anything is possible, you know? So I definitely understand and it resonates with me as I have 2 girls of my own.
Right.
And believe it or not, like they look to you Like they see that, oh, mommy's doing this. Of course, daddy's doing this as well, but mommy can do it, and girls can, and girl power, Yeah. So I'm sure that's been important.
She watches everything I do.
Wow.
Because I'm an athlete, so I'm very much into sports. But she'll be by her grandmother's house, and she'll be like, "Mommy, I saw you on TV today," and things like that. And she's used to it, and she's like, "I heard you on the radio." So for her, that's normal now. Like so I kind of like it. I'm like, okay, she's seeing it. Yeah, you see what I'm doing. But as far as she knows, that's just mommy. Like mommy does this kind of thing. She doesn't see it as anything above and beyond.
Right. Yeah. And now they're so intuitive.
Yeah.
And we live in a social media time or a social media environment where they have easy access. My mommy's name is Jayde Knowles. Let me just type that in. Yeah, and see what comes up.
She does that now with TikTok. I don't care who she is around. Yeah. She's like, "Can I use your phone?" And she'll go straight to my TikTok and she'll show them. And I'm like, no, get off.
So you only put on the internet what you want your kids to see.
I had to learn that because when I realized she did that, there was one or two, you're thinking you're being free. Yeah, delete.
Yeah, no.
Delete. I don't even need to dabble in that.
Oh my goodness. Wow. How difficult or how easy or difficult is it to navigate this new, would she be considered a part of Gen Z? Like this new generation who has easy access to things where our parents would have said, go outside and go play.
Yeah.
Go play hopscotch. Go by the neighbor.
Go by, open an encyclopedia.
That's
what I grew up on.
Right. Go to the park. Go, how easy or difficult is it to navigate this new generation who has access to just everything is at their fingertips?
It is a bit difficult because of the fact that this generation, especially our younger generation, they're so easily moved by being able to find everything online. Whereas we didn't have that. We did have to open up a dictionary or an encyclopedia. And now it's hard for me to even say, pick up a book and read. That's me basically telling her, I've just ended the world.
Yeah.
Because why would I do that? I can have something read to me. Why do I need to read it? It's a lot of questions, and it's kind of like, listen, just do as I say. So it is a bit difficult trying to still bring that same brought-up state that we had where there was reading time or things was dedicated to your development, but now they've made development just everything online. Wow. They tried to change it up. So it's trying to get them out of that. It's difficult.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, they haven't been exposed to that. We are. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like we bring, even though we've stepped into this thing called gentle parenting, we have brought a little bit of old school parenting with us. So like old school meets new school, and we want that to be a part of the new norm.
I'm still close to old school. She does not have a cell phone. I'm standing by that. I didn't have one since until I was in college.
Excellent.
So I'm like, nah, you ain't having no cell phone.
Yeah, because what are you doing?
What do you need to call?
You're
with me, and when you're not with me, you're in school.
Right.
Or in gymnastics. You need to call me.
Or the adult that I can reach.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I'm sticking very close to that old school.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. That's excellent. So what grade is she in now?
She's in the 3rd grade.
I spoke to her. I'm saying, I spoke to her a little while ago. She's like, where's my mom? And I said, I think she might be upstairs. She went, no joke. She went, she gathered her items, and she came and she stood right next to me. She said, I'm going to stand right here until my mom comes.
Smart girl.
She's so independent at 8.
Yes.
I don't think, do you think we had that?
Yeah, I think we did too. She reminds me of me as well when I was that age.
Yeah.
But except she is a little bit more dependent on me. Mm-hmm. Whereas at that age, I kind of like to be by myself. I like to, I'll sit here, I'll sit in the chair. I wouldn't stand next to you.
Okay.
And I'll just sit here and just wait till whoever's coming back. But with her, she has to feel that adult has to be there.
She is very independent. I mean, I think that kids feel energy.
Yeah.
So obviously she wouldn't have gravitated towards me or our other guests if she felt any kind of way.
Oh yeah.
But she was great.
I trust
this little girl is 8.
I trust her intuition for sure. They say children can read energy for real.
Absolutely.
She does not like somebody, she will not go around them, and she doesn't play with them. But if she likes you, she'll come, she'll be drawn to you. She'll talk to you. She'll play with you. If you see her not talking to you, then trust me,
it's a no for me.
And I'm like, oh, good. We good. We going this way.
Yeah.
I don't even question.
Okay, awesome. When we return from the break, we will dive into our topic of the day, which is dating. The big D word, dating. Just dating. We'll be right back. We are ready to dive into this. Is it a taboo topic?
The D word.
The D word. We're ready to dive into dating with Jayde Knowles. I am super excited to chat with her because listen, she has something to say. Oh gosh, how do you feel about dating?
In the Bahamas?
Oh Lord, that's a different topic.
Or in general.
Well, you're in the Bahamas, right? So let's bring it back home. How do you feel about dating in the
home
Bahamas?
is hard work, and it's even harder when you're a single mother. Woo. Yes, and I can't lie. It's taboo because you have people who put a stigma on your life, like, oh, now you're a mom and a mom of a daughter.
Right.
So how dare you bring somebody around her that's not her father? How dare you don't know this person? What do you have to watch out for this? You have to watch out for that, and that's already something in the back of your head when you do decide that you want to tackle the D word. Yeah. And then when you start meeting guys, and you have, someone who will tell you, oh, I don't want to be anybody's stepdad. So you so it don't matter if you like that person or not. It's kind of like, okay.
They just preempt.
Yeah, and then you have another one who will tell you, well, I've never dated a woman with a child or children. Yeah. So I don't know if I can handle that because I want the time for myself, things like that. So again, you have to weed out. Yeah. It leaves you with a very limited option, and then you have your idiots. I'm going to say it like that.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah, for lack of a better word. You have just persons you don't connect with. So it's hard. Yeah. And I have to leave it at that. It's hard.
The flip side to that is, men are allowed to just run wild and sow their wild oats.
Do what they want, how they want, when they want.
Nobody, what do they say in the U.S.? Nobody calls you out your name.
Yes.
They're just allowed to do whatever. But for women,
you have so much that you have to just prepare yourself for. Especially with me, I'm in my own space with my daughter. So again, it's the question of how soon, when you start dating, is this person allowed to meet your child? And I'm not one of those that has a time frame. Like, I've seen you have to wait 6 months before this happened. I live home. So if there's a time where I can't leave the house because I don't have a babysitter or something like that, then you're going to end up meeting my child. And that's only if you're coming before she goes to bed. And I don't obviously make it a habit to do after, but it's just so much things that you have to be aware of for real. And I do with my daughter. My daughter's very smart. So with her, anyone that she meets is a friend. Okay. And mom has male friends and female friends. So
and she's fine with the term friend. She doesn't attach any.
Because I don't.
She doesn't have any expectations.
You don't do anything like that in front of your children at all. At least with me, you're not gonna see no hanky panky kiss. Yeah. No, she doesn't see any of that. She knows her friend, right? Yeah. Now, when I did exclusively start dating, I then had to sit my daughter down and say, so remember, and this and that.
Ron.
This is mom's, boyfriend now.
Yeah.
And that.
How did that? Wait. How did that go? How do you have a conversation with your child? For the woman that's out there that's watching, how do you have a conversation with your child who can obviously understand now that I imagine there's a lead up to that? Yeah. You make sure that that's something they can handle, obviously something they can comprehend. Yeah. And now that they're at that age, how do you have that conversation?
Well, communication is key, especially for a mother and her daughter. You have to keep that line of communication open with her and with yourself. Now, I'm not saying you sit down and you tell all your business to her, but in something like that, it is a very serious topic because obviously that person has already been around for a while. And again, this has been mom's friend. So when you now know that this person's going to be around a little bit more, it's best to weigh out the time. Like, is she in a happy mood? Is she miserable today?
All that?
Yeah. Is she moody today? Is she good? Okay, good. So we could sit down like, okay, so mom is I want you to mom is dating, and like you don't use the word dating. Like they know boyfriend, girlfriend. They find it on YouTube. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
So like this is mom's boyfriend now, and I remember the first time I did that with her.
This would have been a friend who was elevated to the level of boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she didn't take that well.
Wow.
Yeah, she was not happy.
Why do you think that is?
It's because for so long it was just me and her.
Right.
She was not used to anybody coming in, taking that space. It was always mommy and daughter, mommy and daughter, mommy and daughter. She never had to share me. Let me put it that way. So she didn't really understand at first, why does somebody else, like, why do you need somebody else? Like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And so it took a while for her to get used to the situation that there's now not just mommy and you, there's mommy, you, and somebody else. And it was kind of like, now who she was cool with, it's kind of like
But did anything really change
No.
in that space of time? So obviously she knows now this is a boyfriend. But I guess in the mind of a child, it's like you're telling me that you're gonna date him, rather this is my boyfriend, so automatically, something he may say, oh well, you have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Or, just in
maybe
there,
I don't even know if that's what she was thinking, because I have to say this, as it's bad that mommy has to go through that, because daddy could date or do whatever and she's happy. She was happy with it. And I guess I don't know if that's little girls and how they are with their dads.
Of course.
But it's like when mommy's like, no, you don't need to date anybody. Why? Why do you need a boyfriend? Like, you trying to get married?
It's
like
us.
No, I don't think that's necessary. You get all of that. And she was about 6 or 5 when that happened.
Yeah.
But now that she's older, she's quite fine with it. She respects the situation, and she's good. She knows that the person's not her father, and the person doesn't try to be her father.
Right.
But he is in her life, so she takes that respect and she dwells with it as best as she can, if I can say that. But he's very, very good with her, very respectful with her, and the same. And I think that's important too, as a single mother when dating, because you have to now weed out perverts or persons like, how are you around children? And can I trust my daughter with you? And the main thing is if my daughter's father trusts you.
Right. Because I was going to ask you about co-parenting and saying, hey, I just want to let you know Ron is going to be around.
Right. You have to have that conversation. I know people are probably looking at me cross-eyed, like, why? That's not his business. No. Again, that's how you keep the line of communication there, and you keep that respect between the two parents.
Yeah.
As simple as when he decided, when he seriously started dating and, about to get married, that was a question, a conversation we had to have along with his future wife, now his wife. So, and I respect that. And we have the best relationship. So I give him the same respect. If there's somebody that's going to be around his daughter, listen,
you should know.
This is who it is. And this is the reason why and whatever. And then he'll express to me like, well, I don't really want her around him by herself or things like that. And I'm like, I got it, And I think that's the best way to do it. What's the point of, we argue over so many other things. Let's not have this be one of it. That's why I said,
because technically it's your personal life.
Yeah.
Just by way of, not an email, but by way of this conversation, I'm just letting you know this is what's going to happen. And I also feel, and I'm not sure like what your thought process is on this, but if you trust me to raise your child, and I've been doing this for the last whatever, I'm not a deadbeat mom, I'm not the proof is in the pudding. She looks happy, she's breathing, she's doing well in school, just her overall disposition is great. When you see her, I don't think one person, like I've been doing this for a little while, right? You hit it on the head. Yes. You should just let me. Now, if you start to see things, if things start to go awry, then of course, absolutely, I expect you to say something. Hey, I noticed so and so the child had whatever, or she started saying this, or I'm not sure. She's never done this before, like those sorts of things. Of course, you're the parent, so you bring this to my attention. However, if everything is still okay.
No, my daughter's very vocal. Yeah. She talks about everything. Anything that happens throughout the day or that happens to her, she tells us about it. So that's the first time I actually did start dating, and he was concerned. I said those exact words, like, you trust me to raise her, right? Trust to know that I won't bring anybody in her life that will harm her.
Yeah.
And do know, if I was to ever find out that something like that happened, you wouldn't have to worry about it because I would smile in my mugshot.
Consider it handled.
It's handled. Like, I don't even have to worry about it.
So we are going to handle this break and we will be right back. We're going to swan dive into our topic. Today, Let's Chat is about dating with my guest, Jayde Knowles. We chatted during the break about how much you dislike dating and just the thought, like, oh my gosh, I have to go there and meet people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hate it.
So it became almost like, you know what? I'm going to stay away from it until something organic happens.
Yes.
And you found yourself just talking to someone, you know,
about something completely different.
Very
But
organic.
I hated dating.
Yeah.
The thought of it, even before even my daughter, but more so after. I hate the fact that small talk is involved. I don't like small talk. I don't want to find out your favorite color and then your favorite movie. And I don't like it. I don't like, hey, how are you? I hate it.
So what is it that you want to find out? You want to dive right into?
No. Like, let's talk about philosophy. Let's talk about politics.
Philosophy?
Let's talk about, sports. Let's talk about anything else. And from that, the conversation blooms into certain things. Like maybe in a compliment, like, oh, you're wearing blue today. That's my favorite color. Like that. Like, let's converse.
Gotcha.
And find these things out. Not like a tick check. Yes.
What you saying?
I hated it. Yes.
How'd go?
Exactly. What you doing? Like nothing. I'm doing nothing. And I'm continuing doing nothing.
I'm doing my best. That's all I got.
Exactly. Yeah. So I stood away from dating for a very long time. And each time I did decide, it just happened. I wasn't looking. I wasn't interested. But again, either meeting somebody, already knowing somebody who was a friend, and you started communicating more and things started blossoming just because you're in the same maybe field, area, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like, oh wait, I kind of like this person.
Okay.
And it moves from that. Like, that's how I like to move. But before that, to say I'm going to meet someone new and I'm going to say we're going on date 1 and date 2 and date 3, I'm already rolling my eyes.
I know.
And I'm already trying to find out, like, no, I can't make it tonight. I just don't like it. That's me. I don't know if this is my busy life. I kind of like to sleep now.
Sleep is good.
I like to be home.
Home is good. I think the pandemic made us stay home.
Yeah.
And so now that everything's open, it's almost like, okay, I have to go outside.
It was almost worse before that for me.
Oh, really?
I think I partied so much. I'm going to say I partied so much in my 20s. I'm just so chilled and calm now. I don't want to.
Yeah.
If I do go out now, it's for work, my line of work. So I don't mind it. But to say I'm going to dress up and go to a party, that is going to be a very difficult scene.
Yeah, has to be something.
I prefer my glass of wine on the couch with Netflix. I'm good.
Wow,
that's a date for me.
Yeah, yeah, and it's amazing what dating looks like for different people. Yeah. So speaking of that, we talked about how important it is for mom to step outside of the role of motherhood.
Yeah.
Like, you're a woman initially.
Yeah.
You're an individual. And there's nothing wrong with companionship or wanting companionship.
Yeah.
How do you feel about a woman just deciding, okay, not just not being the operative word, but rather deciding, okay, you know, nice, taken care of. I can, do this with my eyes closed. Now I'm at the point where I want companionship. I'm not going to go there and look for it because that might be a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
But how do I go about, would you advise the average woman to just let it be as organic as possible? Would you advise her to let her friend hook her up? Like, what's the best advice you could give with regards to dating and having kids?
The best advice, I'd first start off by saying, when you've already conquered that motherhood role, like, yes, my child is taken care of, I'd first start with self-care. Take that time for yourself, date yourself. And I started doing that as well, like at the beginning, obviously. But date yourself. Like, you take yourself to the movies, have a break, or go and get a coffee break, have a brunch break, have a breakfast break by yourself or with a friend, like any just female friend. And things start to actually open up like that. Go to the gym. Again, it's a break for you. It's self-awareness for you. And in those spaces, you tend to then meet new persons, or if you want to spend time with someone, you use that time to do it.
Yeah.
So I definitely say you look within first before you start looking without, and the right person will come along or for that companionship. And if it is companionship that you enjoy, then you choose the right spaces to enjoy that companionship. And again, it feels much easier. It's instead of forcing it, when you force it is when you're still overwhelmed because you're still thinking about what's happening at home. You're still thinking about this. You're not enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
So pick something that you enjoy, and then you could invite someone in that space.
Yeah.
And to me, dating works so much easier.
Yeah, when it's organic and authentic. How long would you say a woman, like, okay, of course there's a co-parenting relationship, but how soon would you say a woman, I guess you'd have to use your own experience, how soon you should start dating after you've become single?
I took a year.
You took a year.
I took a year.
And what did you do? I think it's important to say why you took that year, because, we have serial daters.
Yeah.
The Caribbean, like for some reason, I mean, men have their faults too, but women, we feel like we can't be alone.
Yeah.
We cannot do anything alone. We have to be with a man. They have to be, we also have this thing, which, I mean, there was this Facebook thread that I was a part of where the topic was, okay, wives or women that are now wives, what would you say to single women? What would you do different before you were married? And one of my comments was, learn how to make yourself happy, because your happiness is not your partner's responsibility.
Right.
If anything, he should add to that.
Right.
But what happens is we find this pretty dope guy, pretty amazing guy. Of course, everybody has their own flaws, but he's up to standard, and we are incomplete, and so we expect him to complete us. And it's like, you relying on this guy, and he's like, Miss, I just trying to make sure that I'm happy. I just trying to make sure my bill's taken care of. We're only dating, but I'm just trying to fix me. You want me to make you happy?
Yeah. I took a year then because I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed to compress everything that had just happened. The fact that now I'm a new mother and trying to balance life, work. I was in bar school at the time. It was everything just happening at once. So I just needed that break to compose me.
Yeah.
And when I thought I was okay to start dating, I did. And then even with that, I learned about so much flaws of myself.
Yeah.
And I maybe thought that maybe I wasn't ready. Because if you're in a serious relationship, they're going to tell you, like, listen, you're not perfect.
No.
You're still doing this. Like, I'm not the only problem here. You are as well. And I'm like, okay, let's take a step back again. So you always have to remember to take that step. And that was very good advice, because I think for the longest, especially with us, we as young women, we feel like our happiness is somewhere else. I'm not happy because I'm not with somebody, or this person isn't making me happy, so I'm miserable. No, we do have to work on happiness within ourselves, and that is something that I'm still working on. I won't lie about that. Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure out where it is that I want to be and how I want to continue tackling life. Because the older I get, everything's evolving, things are changing.
Yeah.
My daughter's getting older. She's now getting involved in her own sports and her own love and desires and
i.e. her own life.
Her own life. And
So
although my life is still tied with that, because I still pick up, drop off, things like that. And again, trying to date, I'm still trying to balance it all. And I sometimes do rely on something else to bring happiness. So I am still working on me. As long as I want to say don't ever stop.
I was about to say that. So that's a consistent thing.
It's a consistent
and you
thing.
should always, I feel like you are always learning, particularly if you have a partner, like you're always learning something new about them.
Isn't that how it is in marriage as well?
Oh, absolutely. You learn.
Silence.
right? No, you're constantly learning, which is great. If you're in a constant state of learning, it means it's evolving, the relationship, etc. Because who wants to be stagnant, right?
Right.
Then that leaves room for just anything to creep in if you get comfortable, and then So I think it's equally as important, whether you're single, to know yourself, get to know yourself before you get involved with someone and you tie your happiness to them. Because if, God forbid, you were to separate, are you going to just,
who likes heartbreaks?
I know. But who wants a perfect love story anyway? Just saying.
Very true.
But yeah, I totally agree that dating as a single mom, it is important that you find yourself. And then if you happen to find a partner, or they find you rather,
that complements you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And so they would have met you in that state where, you're pretty much complete. And so you're adding, because anything that's not being added is being subtracted.
Right. And don't settle. Because I think a lot of times we do that.
Say that again. Look in that camera.
I think we settle because if you're only looking for companionship, we end up just settling for who's there. Thinking that there's nothing better is going to come. I feel like if you're going to date with a purpose. Date for somebody who's going to help evolve your life, especially as a mother. Are they bringing value to your life? Are they bringing value to your children or your child's life? What value do they have going for themselves? And it's something that you can grow together. Do you see a future? There's no reason, especially the older you get. Why are we just dating just to say we have someone in our lives? That makes no sense. I'd rather be single. I'd rather be by myself, raise my daughter by myself, and evolve. But it's good to have somebody who's there to help, a helpmate. And that's how I look at dating now. If you're going to come in my life, I do a lot for me. What can you also do? And I'm not saying that I'm not going to do it for you.
Correct.
It's a give or take. Right. But I know I'm going to do that. But can you? So it's a serious thing. So don't step to me. Don't date me. If you feeling it's just a little party at the end of the day, it's not going to happen.
I feel like a lot of, both on both ends of the spectrum, both men and women, they see this amazing person, well-rounded, maybe dresses well, speaks well, seems to be, pretty well socialized, and then they think it's just a walk in the park.
Yes.
No, there's a lot of layers to that.
I'm moody. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm moody. If you can't swing with my moods, you're on the wrong playground, buddy.
Oh gosh, I like that analogy. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you.
Great.
Such a pleasure. We have Jayde's top 5 parenting tips, and I'm sure in that she's going to include at least one tip on dating as a mom.
We could have.
We can absolutely do that. So we'll shed some more light there, but feel free to share this episode, tell a friend, call a friend, let them know that we had an episode on dating. I'd like to thank my media partners for this episode, and we'll see you in the next episode of Let's Chat with Tonya Lightbourne. Take care. Hi, my name is Tonya Lightbourne. I'm a wife, mom, lifestyle influencer, marketing maven, and now your host. In 2020, at the start of the corona pandemic, I felt the need to create a sense of community and talk with women. Let's Chat with Tonya Lightbourne was birthed out of such an uncertain time. The idea behind this movement is to create a forum for mothers who are at the top of their game, inspirational and aspirational. Women who redefine what it means to be strong. We chat about life, parenting, entrepreneurship, business, and everything else in between. Advertise with us and become a part of the conversation with over 5,000 social followers. Let's Chat with Tanya Lightbourne, created for moms by a mom.